Poor Austin Matthews, dude.
What happened?
That guy every scrum. It looks like he's just not equipped to handle it.
None of those teams are.
They're not, but they shouldn't even really be having scrums when you think about it.
No.
Yeah.
You guys like my new Inuyasha shirt?
I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
It's
but
an anime.
Cool.
It's a good anime, dude. That's one I would recommend too.
Okay, see, I'm gonna jump on Attack on Titan.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna jump on that, and then I want to jump on. I'm gonna do one at a time. So maybe jump into some Naruto. I have no idea.
Naruto's long as fuck.
That's not something to just jump into.
Oh yeah, no, you're good to just jump into it. But if you're gonna jump into it, because there's so much fucking filler in it,
yeah,
do that. I sent it in private chat.
All right, we are introducing an awesome thing, guys. Are you ready for it? Courtesy of our awesome man, Davicho. Let it roll.
Shot went wide. He got filled in. He was going to chip that from his hair. Big hit by Brooks. Burying Byram in the corner. Kucinevich. Lindgren. Truba. A real solid hit on Barzell. And the Kings. Oh, what a hit by Bortuzzo. He runs right over Athanasiou. Never allowing Connor, but he gives it away. And McDavid's got a breakaway for a hat trick. He's in on net. He shoots it. Searching. Here's Kaprizov dangling. Driving. He scores. Riley. Matthews. He scores. Game is a howdy doody, how do you like it goal by Higgins.
That's a hockey, you know. It's only a game. Why do you have to be mad? He's a good guy. He may be charged to live here, and because here is the November month is a minus 32. Could you imagine?
The long wait is over. The countdown is on. 3, 2, 1. It's over.
Welcome back, Plugs and Thugs, episode 99.
That was fucking hard,
What
dog.
an intro.
That slapped, dude. It slaps better on the computer than it did like when I was making it. Like honestly, it looked really good.
That was really fucking good, dude.
That was the first time watching it on the computer. I watched it as soon as you sent it over on the phone.
Yep.
That's it's even more immersive with the headset going on.
It really is. I didn't realize how much commentary I caught in some of the plays that I clipped. But
yeah, you might want to tweak that down just a smidge. Yeah,
we'll figure that out. That's easy.
but it still sounded fucking amazing.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I think what I'm gonna do every week. So now that I have like the template, so to speak, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do more like up to date plays, like the plays of the week or whatever, instead of the ones that I have right there.
Yeah,
that'd be sick, especially if it's not a lot of work with.
It's not.
The template.
I basically already have everything done. The players just got to do the work now.
Why did you have to use that picture from you from like 12 years ago?
Who, me? Because I have the long hair and I thought it was funny.
I love that picture, dude. It's hilarious.
I love that wig, dude. That represents a lot more about me than anyone thinks, I think.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I came across that picture where all of us were in the kitchen for that group photo, and you just see me with it on like out of nowhere.
The cool thing is one of these days, sometime soon, we'll all actually be able to get together. We could actually take a group photo.
Oh my god! Wear wigs
and wear wigs, yeah. Or just grow my hair back out, and I could just not need a wig.
Or you could just be shirtless with a wig on.
Yeah, I could do that too.
Yeah.
You didn't lose that bet, huh? I thought you were supposed to be shirtless one of these shows.
No, he didn't lose.
No,
I lost.
Yeah, he shaved the B. Remember?
Dad lost, dude.
What was the B for again?
Burbank.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
It's dead.
Yeah, it's dead.
That's embarrassing. Did it grow back?
Kinda. I mean, it's on its way.
Hey, ¿qué onda, pelotudo?
Oh, look at fucking Chupapi Muñeño over here.
Chupapi.
As always, everybody, make sure to fucking like and subscribe our videos. Like and subscribe.
Oh my God,
and then obviously you can always follow us on Twitter at in the NTRL zone, and then on Instagram it's at itnz.hockey, and then on YouTube in the Neutral Zone Hockey Podcast.
Yo.
Dave and I were seriously talking about doing a Zach and Dave Make a Podcast on Saturday.
As much as I was saying that I wasn't buzzed and dying from a heat stroke, probably for a little bit there because I really was directly in the sun. I was really onto it too. I was like trying to prove you wrong and be like, "Bitch, we are," but we'll see.
Thursday, so you might be able to catch
with Joe, Joe from Dungeons and Dummies,
nice,
and Condo Gray School.
God damn, man, that dude. Can I just want to give a shout out to Joe? I know we're not supposed to say the word shout out, but that guy is way more attractive in person.
Dave and I abuse that word.
Oh yeah, I don't want to abuse it. But he is way more attractive in person than he is like streaming.
Oh, he is a sexual man, dude. He is a sexual man.
Told you he's red and he's ready to go. That's what I'm saying.
It looks like his anus smells of roses.
I mean, it wouldn't shock me.
You think
I've been pretty close to it?
He's the kind of guy that has a bidet in his house.
Yeah, and he probably gets bleached.
He doesn't poop. He's one of those guys that doesn't poop. He's that perfect.
Yeah. He eats up his ass and shits out of his mouth.
Easier to clean.
Like that South Park episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can find us on
hot.
ITNZ. You can find me and Daniel on the Dungeons and Dummies podcast. Oh fuck, dude.
That's the wrong dude.
I'm still just all discombobulated from Saturday, bro.
Yeah.
You know what, man? And it makes sense because I'm telling you, dude, the sun, you were red as fuck. And I don't think that helped, man. And the beers are kind of strong. Like, I don't know if you noticed that too. Like, they didn't taste all that great, but they're pretty damn strong. I don't want to name the place that we went to.
At a certain point,
you didn't like them?
Yeah. I enjoyed myself.
I enjoyed our time there. I think
you don't like the beer.
They needed to redo their lineup again.
Yeah.
They used to be Hot Fuego, but they kind of need to redo their shit.
I feel like a good brewery, every time you go there, they have
something
one or two things that are different about their tap list, whatever.
Yep.
And I think the last
agree with that.
4 or 5 times we've gone to that particular brewery, it's been the same lineup for like a year and a half now.
That's fair. And you'd think that they'd change it up, especially with everything that was going on. They wanted to just churn out new things and have people try new things. But yeah, anyways. So
they had the time.
I'll take over what Zach was trying to say since he's still discombobulated. We have you can find Zach and I on the media show for NZHL on Wednesdays. We may not have a show this week. It is Zach's birthday, so I don't know if he has some plans, at least maybe some dinner plans or something. I don't know.
Isn't that doxing right there, technically? I'm just kidding.
No. Everybody in the league knows.
Yeah.
It's his birthday. But yeah, so we're supposed to, we're usually every Wednesday doing a media show. I may even just do a solo one if you're out, make it quick. Used to do it all the time. And then, yes, Dungeons and Dummies on Sundays. The last 2 Sundays you guys had off. And then you should be, I would assume, potentially this weekend. Not sure, though, potentially.
Shout out to Jeremy for not losing a finger, getting terribly bitten by a diamondback, right?
I don't know.
No idea. But did not sound fun.
No. It didn't sound fun.
Snakes.
I have no idea. I have no idea what happened.
No. It's from what I understand, it was a snake, and it sounds awful.
Snakes on a plane, but yeah, did not sound fun. But yeah, so you guys may be returning on Sunday. I would assume there would probably be an update before then,
maybe
potentially. And then Zach and Dave make a podcast potentially Thursday, like they said.
I think so. I think that's happening.
Okay, cool. But yeah, so I mean, we're back here on Monday night as we always are. Scott's still out, as is Alex. potentially maybe returning for episode 100 next week. Who knows?
100, dude.
100. The big 100.
Gonna keep the alcohol to a minimum that day.
I don't honestly, dude. You guys can laugh at me all you want and stuff like that, but like, I may be done with beer, dude, and just drinking in general.
I think I mean, I've been terribly hungover too, dude. I understand the sentiment.
No, but
there was a time where I was like getting like I get it. Like you're in this moment of clarity right now.
I'm post nut clarity right now.
Yeah, post nut. Yeah.
But also you have to. I'm not going to try to say anything one way or the other, but you also drink heavily, and you don't do that very often. So
this is true.
You just can't maybe do that anymore.
Dude, I bet you anything my buddies are going to try and get me to drink on Saturday, I'm going to be like, no. I'm all right.
But that's the thing is you just have to – sometimes you get those big events and it happens, and then you're just like, you don't have to cut it out completely. You can just go back to easy sipping and not getting fucked up.
Easy sipping, baby.
Easy sipping.
Easy sipping.
But, so, we're back here. We've got playoff hockey in full swing. Lots and lots of shit going on. Some surprises. Some
suspensions.
Some surprises, some suspensions, some shit that isn't very shocking and maybe shocking to some of us and not others. We could jump right into it. Obviously, we have all these games to get through. Lots of things happen in the last week. Some really cool stats that we'll get to one of the series. A couple of games still going on tonight. Let's jump right into it. We can start with the please do. We'll start with the Pittsburgh and Islanders series. After tonight, the Islanders have recaptured the lead.
That's right.
They are up 3-2. They won in double overtime tonight.
A thriller.
3-2. Yeah, it was a thriller, capped by a very, very boneheaded play by Tristan Jarry. I don't know if you saw it.
I was on the road.
Didn't see it.
All right, so the series has been tightly contested.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'll go through it. Obviously, Islanders won first game in overtime. Pittsburgh won back-to-back game 2 and 3. Islanders tied it up game 4, and then tonight they played in Pittsburgh.
Double OT magic, right?
Oh,
double OT magic.
Yeah.
Tristan Jarry. Yeah, Tristan Jarry. I think Pittsburgh was at home today. Tristan Jarry got a puck that came into the zone, basically just for him to pick it up and either pass to the corner.
Right on
whatever.
On the tape.
Oh yeah, Tristan Jarry picks the puck up and passes it right to who was it? It wasn't Bailey. Yes, Josh Bailey. He passes it fucking a tape pass right to him as Bailey's skating into the zone. And Bailey just kind of corrals the puck and goes 7-hole right over Jarry's.
He got hacked too on the way into the slot right there, and he still maintained possession. And you said was that 7-hole, right?
Yeah, I think it was right over the pad, right?
Yep. That's you hate to see that type of play, especially in the playoffs or just anytime, I guess. But like, you got to get some air on that puck, man. That was literally gliding on the ice straight to Josh Bailey's stick.
I'm trying to see the video.
I'll send it to you right now, bud.
Oh yeah, he did just pass that.
Yeah, he gave it right to him. It was pretty much, like you said, you hate to see something like that happen, but at the same time, that really it's a boneheaded move. You're in double overtime. You've had a fantastic game. It was 2-2.
Yeah.
You just give it to the guys. Like, why do you have to make that pass? As the guys that's a dangerous pass in its own right. Like you could put it to the corner if you thought it. anything like that, or gone up the somewhere else.
Or
like
I mean, much less or
cover
I
it.
mean, I don't know what the rule is for covering outside the crease or whatever, but in that type of play, but yeah, make the safe play. Look for go around the boards, make it just so you can get back to your crease and set up. I don't know, man. That just seemed like he was trying to make a play very quickly and just he didn't execute. And obviously you see what happens. Oh, that's so brutal in double overtime. Yeah,
it sucks. But yeah, so Yari basically gave the game to the Islanders, and now the Islanders are up in the series. And I think going back to they're going back to
they're going to Pittsburgh.
Oh, they're going to Pittsburgh. It was
that they were in.
This game was in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it was in Pittsburgh.
But Pittsburgh had home ice advantage, so wouldn't 1 and 2 be there, 3 and 4 be in New York?
Yeah, this is Game 5.
Game 5.
Yeah, this is Game
5. Wouldn't 3, 4, 5 be in New York?
Or is it 2, 3, 2?
I think it's 2, 3, 2.
Hold on.
Well, then they would have been in New York.
Oh no, they're in Pittsburgh. So let's see. I'm looking at it right now.
Unless it's 2.
Yeah, why am I? Hold on.
Yeah, it's
Is it 1-1-1? No.
I think it's 2-2-1-2.
I'm getting confused here. I'm feeling really.
That seems weird.
Now. Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea how this is meant to shake out.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you know, please let us know in the comments.
I just forget it. I'm just blanking at this time. But yes, it was in Pittsburgh. So he gave it away at home.
Next game's going to be in New York.
Yeah, it's in New York. Or
Game 6. It's a huge game. What are you guys' predictions? What do you think is going to happen?
Islanders take it.
That's exactly.
Yeah,
you roll with the momentum. This is a huge goal in a huge situation. I think you ride that.
It's 2-2, 1-1-1. I'm looking at it right now because Game 7 is in Pittsburgh. Game 6.
Say that again. 2-2, 1-1-1.
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
Maybe because last game was in New York. Okay, cool. So it is 2-2, 1-1-1.
That's crazy. Malkin gave up the puck right there. I'm watching the goal again, and it starts with Malkin not being able to keep it in the offensive zone.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a series
after he scored the opening
events.
Yeah, I mean, you have to see that in a long game, but sometimes that's what happens in a lot of the long games. You get the little flutter shot that goes in or the mistake.
It was crazy because it wasn't even Malkin's fault that it left the zone.
It's mental fatigue.
It went off the boards at a strange angle. Yeah, and it is mental fatigue. Damn.
Yep. That's so brutal. Now they go back. Islanders will be the home team in Game 6 with the lead. So, that's really. I think that's what it was. I think we kind of talked about the predictions for the series. I know I picked the Islanders to win after Game 1 because that's when we went live. It was after Game 1 had already happened.
Who's Obi fans? I don't know who you're talking about. I'm Zach.
Who that is?
What is an Obi fans?
After that Game 1 win for the Islanders, I had already made my change that the Islanders are going to win. They're going to have to do it in 6 because if they go 7, Pittsburgh's got the advantage. It's kind of weird how it's happened. I think they pretty much split at home, and now the Islanders have won another in Pittsburgh, so they've actually won more than Pittsburgh has so far at home or in Pittsburgh, not at home. I don't want to say that. So now they go back to their place and try to close it out. So my prediction is I'm going to stick it. I think the Islanders, especially after getting that heartbreaking loss for the Pens, it's going to be hard to rebound when you just give up the game at home and now you're going back. Islanders are probably on a high from stealing it. And I think they're going to clamp up and be ready because Sorokin looked really good tonight.
Really?
He made like 48 saves or some shit like that.
Monster.
Yeah, you got to ride that lightning, bro. Ride the lightning.
Have you guys
the Pens on Wednesday, and let's see what the fuck happens in the second round.
Have you guys ever watched like a lot of Connor McDavid games? I can see.
I've seen plenty.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever heard the criticism from him or his fans that like dude does not draw any calls? I'm watching
Like
this.
he doesn't milk like questionable plays.
No, not that. It's just like the refs don't ever fucking call anything. Ever.
He's so fast. Yeah, I know what you're saying because usually he's just so damn fast he blows right by him too.
Yeah,
It's
I'm watching.
It's the LeBron effect, dude, and it's a real thing.
I'm
LeBron
watching-
gets hacked all the time going up to the cup or going up to the hoop all the time. He never gets called, never gets fouls.
Well, I
called
mean, he's
in his
also
favor.
a fucking flopper. So I mean, he's the boy who cried wolf, and he's been caught multiple times.
I'm telling you, if you watch slow-mos of all the times he gets fouled and doesn't get anything called, it's ridiculous. And much is the same with McDavid. He'll get hacked, and he just gets through it because he's just that much more gifted than everybody else.
But if you also watch in slow-mo all the times that he's flopped on things, it equals itself out. McDavid doesn't flop at all.
Yeah, but flopping also becomes a thing. I mean, I don't want to get too far into that, but flopping becomes a thing because refs, refs allowed it for a long time, and because they didn't make calls, so you have to exaggerate it.
But dude, like McDavid doesn't milk anything at all, dude. And this guy he gets like molested out there, dude.
Yeah. Well, hockey's just different too.
Well, molested
you don't see very many. Yeah, I mean the thing is yes, there are people that try to draw calls, but still in hockey, you don't see that very often where people are. It's not a.
It's because you're directly punished for it. You're directly punished for embellishing. So they're in. I guess in basketball, it's much the same.
Now they do.
You'll get a fine.
That's new, though.
Yeah.
That's new.
That is new. So you've always been called for a dive since I've watched hockey. So
dive and embellishment. Yep.
Sorry for diverting our.
No,
our
I mean
it's
an interesting thing. You think about why it doesn't just get called innately by the refs, and I think it's because Connor McDavid is just so much more gifted than everybody else that's on the ice.
And if he doesn't get affected by it and things like that's the thing too, is if you just
he does though, dude.
Yes, of course.
They're blatant,
where it happens.
Yeah, they're blatantly interfering with him.
But I think there's more instances of them doing that and him overcoming that obstacle. Yeah. No, I agree with that too. I think he overcomes it most of the time. I don't think it's fair because if you're going to call it, you got to call it. I know what you're saying. But at the same time, I agree with what Dave is saying. He's saying, it's more like most of the time that is happening, he basically makes the other team pay for it instead of, having to utilize that call. You know what's crazy? He does it using the simplest of things. He just keeps his feet moving. He just keeps skating hard, and it gets him out of a lot of sticky situations.
Oh, sure.
Great observation, Zach.
But dude, imagine thinking that Mike Smith was going to take you far in the playoffs.
Whoa!
It
didn't work in 2012, and it's not working now. But
on to the next series, we had Washington and Boston, which was which on paper should have been a great series. Off paper, it was not.
I mean, they were close games.
3 overtime games. I mean, that's huge, man. They were all
the first 3 of them. I mean, the first 3 of them, Washington. Washington got the first one, 3-2 in overtime, and then it was all Boston after that one, 4 straight, 2 in overtime, 1. 3-2, one of them was in 2. Yeah, back-to-back OT games, and they basically went 4-1, 3-1. I mean, I thought it was going to be a little bit better of a series, but I also believe Boston was just – I thought they were deep enough to get through them. I mean –
I was absolutely wrong.
Yeah, did you see the picture of Chara afterwards?
No,
because obviously he's playing against.
I thought I came across it on Twitter.
Boston. Yeah, I saw it on Twitter today. I saw the hugs and stuff after, which are always nice. But at the same time, I saw a picture.
Pardon me for a second.
Yeah, I saw a tweet, and it was. The picture of Chara, and he was like looking towards the Boston bench after, and
all sad.
All sad, and it was like, can I change my jersey? How easy would it be for me to just change my jersey and just go back over there?
Because I still have my gear in the car, and then just real quick. I mean, look, no one expected the Capitals to lose the series 4-1. I think most people had it going 6, going either way.
Especially after that game one.
Yeah,
the game one win.
I'm not saying that win was dominant, but it was an OT win, I think.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
It was an OT win, but it was they were the upper, they were the 2 seed, Boston being the 3 seed.
Yep.
I know they were close record wise. But at the same time, you get that big 3-2 win. And then just after that, basically, I don't want to say fall flat because, they had another 2 overtime games, and even game 4 and 5 were 4-1, and 4-1 was the biggest loss. But still, it was once they, when you win that overtime game at home, and you think you're
double
come out and play
overtime
better,
too, right?
Yeah, they had a double overtime in there in game 3, and it's like,
what happens in Washington now? Is this just a string of bad games? Is it deeper than that, or
Ovechkin's UFA this summer?
Yeah, they're supposedly working on a deal.
Wait.
I don't see it going anywhere.
Is that a Hydro Flask?
It is.
Nice. Hey,
man.
Hold on. I got it for this.
Man. This is like when you're like, yeah, Dick, I got an iPhone.
Yep,
what are you talking about, dude?
Zach was anti-iPhone back in like 2010, 2011. Then one day he's like,
I got one for free.
I got one for free and I love it. And then like 3 weeks later, I got one and you saw me on Instagram and you were like, bitch, you sold out.
But I'm not obnoxious about like my drinking out of the Hydro Flask though.
You drank out of it 8 times since.
This guy calls me annoying because I drink it while playing Xbox.
I never called you annoying. It's just obnoxious because all you hear is.
I have a good mic. Sorry.
You do have a good mic.
What headset do you have?
Got the HyperX.
That's not a good mic, dog.
Yeah, it is.
What, is it in your Hydro Flask when you're taking a drink?
Well, yeah, pretty much.
There's a separate mic
like
for that.
Right here. It's right over my face, and I don't move it.
You do the courteous thing like me and either mute your mic.
I usually do. Well, I do that now. Like I told you, what was it, last week? I was like, I haven't done this in a while, so I decided to do it.
I made him all self-conscious about it.
Jeez, you gave him a complex, you son of a gun, dude. That's not cool. This poor man has his guard up the entire time now.
But I'm just thirsty, dude.
Yeah, so Boston got dominant win. They won it in 5. They will now face. I think they
face the winner of Pittsburgh
and Islanders.
Yep.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, we'll get that. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
That we will.
Yeah.
Speaking of bridges, yes. This bridge is quite full.
Yeah.
So probably doesn't make any sense, but we're gonna roll with it. Carolina and Nashville. So this series is now tied 2-2. Yep. Carolina came out games 1 and 2 at home, completely dominated. They got a 5-2 win and a 3-0 shutout. And then they went back.
I legit thought that series was over after.
So did I. I think most people did.
Yeah, it's.
I even saw a comment that said that if Nashville somehow wins this series, this will by far be the biggest upset of all of the teams.
Oh, 100%.
That's fair.
I agree with that 100% as well, because I did. Not only did I just think they were going to roll through it anyways, and Nashville got lucky to get in. Like we talked about it, we thought Dallas was even going to sneak in there. They just didn't have enough time with getting injuries back. After coming out and dominating the first 2 games, Nashville comes out and wins the heart attack games. They got back-to-back double overtime wins in games 3 and 4, 5-4 and 4-3 in Nashville.
Those are huge, man. Those are huge, considering, like I was saying earlier, how I wouldn't say how bad you lost the first 2 games, coming back and winning 2 games.
But it wasn't just
overtime.
bad though, dude. Like they got outright dominated.
No,
those 2 games.
I think I'm kind of being nice here, but yeah, you lose 5-2 and then you get shut out the next game. Yeah, you're playing shitty, lack of a better term.
Yeah.
To come back and win 2 close games in double overtime, like I said about the Pens and Islanders series, you just got to ride that lightning and
I think if
build
Nashville
more momentum as you go, man. I think Nashville could be really scary now.
Well, the thing is that like the old adage goes, you're not in trouble.
Vegas.
Well, that too. But you're not in trouble until you lose at home. That's what most people say, because obviously if you're the home team, or, you're supposed to win at home, I guess, quote unquote, lose on the road if you want to continue that.
Right.
And if you're the upper seed, you get home ice for game 7. So if you lose, you don't lose that advantage if you don't lose at home. So far, either team has lost at home yet. They obviously go back to Carolina for this next game. I think is tomorrow. It's the thing is it not only the whole, if you're not in trouble till you lose at home, but really it comes down to, just being able to bounce back too. I think that's the biggest thing here, because the domination in game 1 and 2, for them to come out and not only get wins and in double overtime, back-to-back double overtime games. In that, that's huge. You got to be riding a high. Carolina, see, the thing is it's not, for me, it's like, I don't think Carolina sees that they're in trouble or anything, or they should be down or anything like that. It's more so Nashville having that confidence now, because I think they were kind of, okay, maybe we shouldn't, nobody's going to think that, but maybe we shouldn't be here. We snuck in, we got dominated, against Carolina in the first 2 games. And for them to come out, have the wherewithal to get a double overtime win and then do it in the second game. So you're going back tied in the series. Now anything could happen. It's a new series.
It really is.
It's going to be crazy to see. I still think Carolina is able to, now that they, I wouldn't say got punched in the mouth, but now that they know that Nashville is here to play and aren't just going to roll through them, I think they're going to move it up another notch and reach in there and do what they have all season long. And they're just going to be able to turn it back on. Not that they
like Nashville
played bad, but
I think Nashville took Carolina's best shots in the first 2 games, and they came back and they bounced back. I think there's a little bit of time. You said their game was tomorrow. There's a little bit of time in between the last game and yesterday's game and the next game, which is on the 27th.
Okay.
What's that? Fucking.
If Nashville wins this series, though, dude, they're scary, dude.
Yeah, that's Thursday. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Wow. I think there's a little bit too much time in between games, so I don't know if you can really ride that 2-game like lightning.
Yeah.
There's like 3 days in between the games, so watch out for them, though, dude. I think if they get past Carolina,
they play tomorrow. They play tomorrow. They play at 5.
Am I reading that wrong?
Or 5 our time.
Yeah, I doubt that they would.
Yeah,
I doubt that they would have that much time off.
Yeah. They play tomorrow, Tuesday. They play 5 our time. Yeah, I'm looking at the schedule right here. I'm on the app. It's okay.
Yeah, my bad. I guess I was
the next game would be game 6 would be on
the 27th.
You're reading the wrong books, Dave.
Yeah, it's fine.
No, you know what? I screwed up. I was on tomorrow's game.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah. And it was, I'm a dumb.
It's okay. But yeah, so they play tomorrow.
Yeah, then ride that
I'm a dumbass bitch.
You don't even need auto-tune, dog. Like no cap.
All cap.
Mm-hmm.
You think you need auto-tune?
All caps.
Blue Bucky. But yeah, so I still think I have nothing that's making me change my mind on Carolina coming out on top. I understand Nashville is able to get those wins, and at least they could be riding a hot wave.
Agreed.
But I just
don't think they're over going to come Carolina. Man.
Yeah. No. I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna ride it for 3. They're not going to get 2 more wins. And I don't think. Yeah.
Another thing that I think is not going to overcome the situation that they're in, the Florida Panthers.
Oh, it's over. They
Oh,
lost.
that's
No, it's
over?
not. No, it's not.
Oh, it's 3-1.
No,
It's
it's
3-1.
3-2.
Was there a game today?
4-1 today.
Yeah,
Was that
4-1 today. Yeah, they won 4-1.
Wow.
I
Oh,
was.
Oh, yeah,
wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah, you were driving.
Okay.
So yeah,
My bad, boys.
They actually dominated today. So they won 4-1.
Yeah, here we go.
I was busy fucking running errands, getting shit ready.
Yeah,
for
no, I
tomorrow.
know. So Florida and Tampa Bay. Tampa leads the series 3-2. Tampa Bay won the first two, getting a 5-4 overtime win, winning 3-1 at home. Florida came out, got a 6-5 OT win in Game 3. Got smacked up on Game 4, and I know our GM wasn't very happy with not only the performance but at the end of the game. They were kind of Florida was taking some frustration penalties and took a couple of, I wouldn't say nasty plays, but they did some things that they probably shouldn't have. There were a couple unnecessary things, so they weren't losing with class in that game. But I don't think they did anything overly ridiculous. It was just one of those things where you're going to lose. Why? The things they weren't doing weren't going to bring energy. It was just really kind of shitty to do. Yeah, they were bonehead things to do. So they lost that. Florida came out. They finally did what I think they should have done and what we thought they were going to do from the start of the playoffs. They decided to start Spencer Knight here in Game 5. Yep. Holy fuck. This guy is the real deal. This guy is the absolute real deal. He's 20 years old.
And
he's
dominating
making
a team that's circumventing the cap. That's so crazy.
Yeah. And I mean,
so crazy.
We talked about it before. I mean, the end of the season, Spencer Knight had a couple of starts.
Right.
We thought they were going to ride him going into the playoffs. He looked like the guy. And, it just kind of seemed that way. They hadn't run with him yet. They needed to change the tempo after the way the series was going. They threw him in, and this guy is absolutely the real deal. I thought that was like the case before. The guy's 20 years old. They throw him in for Game 5, an elimination game. He allows the first shot to go in, right?
Oh.
Made 36 straight saves after that. Wow. Didn't allow another goal. They won 4-1. At 20 years old, I mean, the guy's unreal. I mean, he made huge saves. Like you said, he's beating a loaded team. I mean, Florida's, good in their own right, but
they are. They really are.
They are missing some pieces. You got Ekblad out. They've got. Our GM would even call a handicap Keith Yandel. He's still in there, but just the notes on. So Spencer Knight. I know you guys didn't get to see the game.
I'm watching the highlights right now.
Yeah,
I saw the first goal, and
it wasn't even his fault. It was Yandel's fault.
Yeah, Yandel got beat on the boards. Oh yeah, man. That's a game.
It wasn't even on him. Yeah.
Edmonton and Winnipeg going to double OT.
Oh shit. Yeah, I have that up.
Fighting for their lives, baby.
You'd love to see it. But yeah, so I mean, you guys can comment on the series, but here's some crazy notes from Spencer Knight tonight. So Spencer Knight is the first goalie ever to play a college hockey game and a Stanley Cup playoff game in the same season. Whoa. He's the youngest goalie ever to win an elimination game. And this is the craziest part. So in tonight's elimination game was Spencer Knight's 7th elimination game he's played in this season. World Juniors, Hockey East, NCAA, and the Stanley Cup playoffs. He's gone 5-2 with a .927 save percentage in those games, which included a shutout in the WJC gold medal game.
Damn.
My God,
the kid is
7 elimination games. He is 5-2, and that's this season.
He's got ice water in his veins, dude.
Steel.
But he's got a big old chunky thing, dude.
Dude, his thing has got to be just
foreskin. Yeah,
enormous,
going everywhere.
Fucking arm for a dick.
It's like a baby holding an apple.
That's a good one.
A triumphant dick, dude.
Yeah, just it's a big old meaty saber.
A meat hook, dude. I bet you there's horns going off when he pulls his trousers down.
The sounding of the seventh trumpet.
He's here.
Honestly, man, you guys may disagree with me on this, but I still think Florida takes this in 7, dude. I just think
I don't disagree.
I'm coming around.
I'm hoping
to it
so.
because
I hope so
of
too.
karma. I'm hoping strictly because of karma.
I'm telling you this right now. I'm not even going there. I already kind of gave my opinion on that. My feeling here is if Florida forces a Game 7, Tampa's fucked.
Why is that?
Well, one, Florida goes home. I mean, Florida is the home team. They're the 1 seed.
Yeah.
But really, they were up 3-1, and that's not a position you want to be in. Your backs are up against the wall. I understand they have veterans that can do that, and I'm not saying it can't happen, but that's not a position you want to be in. And if Spencer Knight now is going to take the reins and rides that hot hand, and I'm not even saying it's up for debate, even if he doesn't, bring them to Game 7 or win the series for them.
Mm-hmm.
But if he thinks, or if he is as good as what he has shown so far, and he's able to do that,
Tampa
he gets to a Game 7, they're fucked.
Yeah,
Tampa's already in
the
trouble.
poise he has for him to show that, if he gets to a Game 7, he's going to be so confident. You think he's a meaty now, he'll swing in that thing for Game 7.
Why do you think Tampa's in trouble now, Dave?
Well, I thought they were going to run away with this for sure. The way they looked in the first 2 games, in the first game for sure. And I think it was had a lot to do with seeing Kucherov on the ice for the first time in a year, basically, or in a season. He didn't play all year, so seeing him for the first time, he made a huge difference. And I really thought they were going to start running away with it.
I'll even piggyback and help probably what did kind of click this for you. You get a dominant Game 5 win. A Game 4 win.
Yeah.
6-2, taking that commanding 3-1 lead, and then you come out and get. I don't want to say shit kicked, but you got basically punched in the mouth. Now that is a punch in the mouth.
Yeah.
With the 4-1 loss, starting. I understand he's an actual elite talent. But starting a 20-year-old rookie in his first playoff game in an elimination game, you got shit kicked 4-1.
It feels like
that's a punch in the mouth.
It feels like the Panthers are going to rally around the kid, dude.
As they should, man. What do they have to lose at this point?
Nothing.
$11 million just on Bob.
Ugh.
11 mil, right? Darten?
10.5.
Let the kid play, man. Let the kid play. Ride that shit all the way, because you really have nothing to lose at this point.
No, you don't.
I think the last thing in the NHL you want to play is a team that has a hot young goaltender, and the team has literally nothing to lose.
And they have a talented forward group too.
Lest we forget, they were second in the East.
First in the East, right?
Second in the
Florida?
East. Yeah, Florida was second in the East. Tampa was third.
The 1 seed. Oh, yeah. Carolina's a 1 seed.
Yep.
Sorry. Yep. You're right.
That's not the East. That's actually the Central.
Central
or whatever.
The East is that's Pittsburgh
But like I was saying,
Pittsburgh.
They're not a slouch forward group either.
No, not at all.
Now they have their goalie to ignite the backhand. Man, that's very exciting.
Well, it's something like you said. In the playoffs, you need something to rally around. And at this point, you're not creating your own. Like sometimes, you have to try to grasp for straws and create something.
For sure.
They're not. They have a 20-year-old goaltender that came out, and
I think he's legit, man. I
super
think you guys
legit.
think he's legit too.
Not even like the thing is it's not just. We talked about his poise down the stretch with him coming in and just, setting records as a rookie goaltender and things like that in the last couple of weeks of the season. But for you to come out in an elimination game and not only play the way that he did play, like overall, but you allow a goal that wasn't your fault on the first shot of the game that you're facing, most people, I mean, you're going to get down there. You basically like, shit, I should have bailed out my teammate, something like that. And for you to sit there and then rally and not allow a goal the rest of the game and see 36 shots and save all 36 of them, that's fucking big-ass fucking cojones.
Oh, yeah. Dude. That gets the guys on the other side, that they get some shook.
Yeah.
I think Tampa's shook.
Yeah. And there's no reason they shouldn't be. I'm not saying that Tampa can't turn it around, come out and close it out next game, but
they have a big first 10 minutes of this next game.
Yeah, that whole
and that really
drops,
dictates the rest of the
You're
series,
right. Yep.
in my opinion.
100%. I agree with that. 100%. I think the first 10 minutes of this next game are going to be huge.
Oh, man, I can't fucking wait.
I know. This is a series. I'm glad it's turning into a series because I thought this is what we were going to get again.
Hell yeah. I just like seeing – I like to think Tampa is a great team offensively, and I like to see teams like that like go through adversity. So this is a great –
You know who hasn't looked the same? I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
Steven Stamkos has not looked very good these playoffs.
He's done the opposite. He's done completely the opposite of Kucherov. Kucherov came back from, I think it was 8 months or 6 months or whatever. I think it was 8 months.
3 weeks
of not playing. Yeah, of not playing. And Steven Stamkos only missed, it's a decent amount of games, but he missed 19 games down the stretch.
Yeah. Came
back, and he's the one that looks rusty. Kucherov does not.
I don't get it. Is it just he doesn't have his sea legs right now, or?
I just don't think Steven Stamkos is the same after that core muscle injury that he had.
Yeah, he hasn't been able to rebound. I mean, he's had his flashes. I think he's still an elite talent. He just, for long stretches, I think it's hard now with that since that injury, really.
Damn, that's brutal.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, he is a great talent to watch. He's fun to watch still, but yeah, I agree with that. But yeah, so I mean, we got a series here going to Game 6. Obviously, it's going to be in Tampa this game. So Florida's going to have to nut up and get a Game 6 win if they want to have a shot here. They got to win now 3 in a row because they won tonight. Got to get 2 more if they want to move on to the next round.
You know who could have used a win, guys?
Exact team that I told you was not going to get a win.
Hey, dude! Thank God no one bet you money.
You weren't here,
but I saw it.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah, we talked about it. Still.
I feel bad for the St. Louis Blues, but I don't like Jordan. I'm always gonna say his last name. Bennington. He's a bad man.
He's a hothead, dude.
He's a hothead.
He's like a less cool Jonathan Quick as a hothead. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he hasn't. Well, I don't want to say he hasn't done anything. He's won a cup, but I mean, he hasn't. It goes back to what we talked about. Jordan Bennington. He won a cup. He had a great season.
Yes.
But he was in that same season. He was not even on the NHL roster.
Yeah,
that's right.
He joined a very hot team.
Yeah, he joined a hot team. He played very well. Again, he's played very well. He had another good season. I mean, I'm not going to sit here I don't dislike Jordan Bennington. I like the way he plays. But at the same time, for me, it's not even the team. Zach and I were talking about this last week. And Zach made the point, if St. Louis can get them to play their game, that the Avs could be in trouble. But the problem is Zach, even as we kept talking, this was a team that hadn't really played their game all season. Yeah. They barely snuck in. They ended up being the 4 seed. They weren't, Minnesota got the 3 seed. And they hadn't been able to dictate their game all season long. What makes you think they're going to do that in a playoff series against the best team in the league right now? That was coming in hot, who came out and, they haven't really stumbled very much. I mean, the Avs have just been so damn good pretty much all the way through.
Check this out, dude. They got outscored 20-7 in this series. It's just sheer domination. Was that like 2 to 1?
Dude, every game, or something like that? Dude, every game the fucking Avs outshot them 2 to 1, dude. 3 to 1.
Yeah, it was insane. And then you throw in the fact too is it's not even just the offense. You look at the goaltending and the way Grubauer's played all season long. I mean, his goals against average, I think, was like 185 on the season.
Yeah.
And so you have an elite, a guy that's, I don't want to say elite goaltender, just, I guess he is. The last year and a half, he's proven it. He's finally been the starter, and he has been elite. He's been one of the better goaltenders in the league.
For sure.
And he's proving it. He's not slowing down. He had some injury concerns, but he's shaking those off. Yeah. And he's big. He's, in this series, he had a .936 save percentage and a .175 goals against average. The guy is a monster. He got it done. And then you have just the complete offense of the Avs who've just been working together. But then, Zach and I also hit on last whether, the other lines just kind of work together and do enough. And then you have the top line who just basically can carry you no matter what. They come out and have 24 points in the 4 games. It was by far the most. You had McKinnon had 9 points. Landeskog had 8 points, and Rantanen had 7 points. It's just unreal. They did what they wanted. It was complete domination. It was exactly what I kind of expected. They dictated the play all the way through. They had their closest game was 3 goals. They won 4-1, 6-3. 4-1, 6-3, 5-1, and 5-2. Complete sweep. It wasn't close at all. The Avs looked just as good as ever.
They look downright scary, dude.
Yeah, they do.
They were just dictating everything.
How shitty is that to play?
McKinnon got a playoff hat trick.
Oh yeah, he did, and it was that game too.
Yeah,
just domination, man. Just it's really. What else are you gonna call it, dude?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
Here's the thing for me, though, right?
Okay.
Moving on to the next round. Let's say Vegas gets past Minnesota, right?
Uh-huh.
Vegas is going to be a matchup nightmare for the Avs because
it's going to be the series we want, really.
Yeah,
we talk about it.
Want to see.
It's going to be a matchup nightmare for the Avs, dude. Because oh
my God, they almost tied it.
Yeah.
Vegas.
Because outside of the top, outside of the top,
it's over.
Yeah,
no, it isn't.
Outside of the top line, the Avs really have nothing else, really.
Well, see, the thing for me with that, when you bring it up, that'll kind of jump us over to the next one. Obviously, Colorado swept. That series is over. There's nothing more to say about it. They completely dominated St. Louis. The next series is going to be good, I think, no matter who they play. Still, I think, Colorado's just the team to beat right now. But
don't get me wrong, I don't think Colorado.
Yeah, no, I know.
I don't think they're bad at all. They're an amazing
transitioning
team.
Kind of towards that series and kind of what we're expecting. So Vegas is currently up 3-1. It's going to be 3-2. Minnesota just took a 4-2 lead. There's 38 seconds to go.
Marc-Andre Fleury was absolute dog shit tonight.
Yeah. He did not look good. They have 4 goals on 12 shots.
Oh, Jesus. What a way to go into the
they only have 12 shots, but 4 times. Yeah, that's when he did not play well tonight. But looking at that, you're expecting here now that with Vegas having that lead, I still think Vegas gets by. I don't think Fleury's that bad. He's not going to play that bad next game. And maybe Lehner starts because of how bad he played tonight. I don't know. Yeah. Either way, I think Vegas does get through here. It's the series we want to see. But again, I don't think it's a matchup nightmare, in my opinion. And you say, Colorado has their top line and they don't have much else. So for me, we talked about it last time. The other lines for Colorado play their role. They do just enough. I think they're more talented. They're actually, for me, aside from Mark Stone in Vegas, it's pretty much the rest of Colorado's lines are pretty much Vegas. Vegas has been secondary scoring, and that's how they were bred out of the expansion draft. They didn't have the big star. William Karlsson burst onto the scene with his first season in Vegas. but he was a secondary scorer. I mean, they have Mark Stone now, and Alex Tuck has kind of, evolved into, a little bit better of a secondary scorer.
He's
but
so
still,
fucking fast, dude.
I like Alex Tuck, but at the same time, it's like they don't have much either. Theirs is more of system and do their job too. They have a very good system that works, and that's why I still think, Vegas's top line does not match, in my opinion, to Colorado's top line. Colorado's top line is much better.
Mark Stone is one of the
amazing.
best two-way forwards out there.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I'm not saying that, but still, Mark Stone is Mark Stone. I just think together as a top line, Colorado's it. Colorado's the upper echelon there, and I think they're good enough. And then you basically have Colorado. The rest of their lines are those secondary scorers, which is Vegas's roster. They just work well together also. But I think Colorado's secondary scoring does just enough and plays their role like we talked about last week. And so I don't think it's a matchup nightmare. I think it's going to be a long series. If we get that matchup, I think it's going to be a fantastic series.
I think it's going to be.
But I definitely don't think it's. I don't think it's a matchup nightmare, in my opinion, for Colorado.
Dude,
I think it's a better matchup. They're not going to come in and steamroll Vegas.
Vegas has been a matchup nightmare for everybody, though. Everybody they play, they're a matchup nightmare.
Colorado does have the season series, I believe, too. So they have been able to match up well against them.
I don't
know. What does that have to say?
It's close. It's going to be, but it is. I think that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a close fucking series.
I agree,
and that's what we're expecting. And even if Minnesota, if they come up and they roll the win 3 in a row and they are able to move to the next round. I also think I don't think Colorado's necessarily going to steamroll them. I think it'll be in less games than if they faced Vegas. But again, it's going to be better than the matchup against the Blues for sure. At least those other two teams have been able to play a game that, where they haven't been getting lucky per se. I know we said Minnesota was against Minnesota kind of was their underlying numbers, they kind of exceeded what their underlying numbers said, but they actually play well and do things well. The Blues just kind of got lucky and didn't really gain their footing.
In a trash fucking division. That's what it was.
Speaking about trash divisions.
But yeah, so Vegas, I think, captures you guys. What do you, your thoughts on the rest of the series?
I think they move on.
They win.
It's 3-2 now, right?
Yeah.
It's 3-2 now. It's going back to Minnesota.
Yeah,
for game 6.
It's done. Vegas can button this up.
In their short history, has never clinched a series at home.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah, they have not. I did see that. I saw that note earlier. They talked about it. Vegas has not won a series at home.
How interesting. So if you're going to do it now.
Now
game 7 ain't going to be no joke.
No. That's the thing, too, is it's crazy. It's like, so do they win it in game 6 to keep that tradition alive? Or does Minnesota now force a game 7?
Yeah. I don't think
they force a game 7. If they force a game 7, I still think Vegas captures it and gets there first.
I don't think man, because there's no momentum that Minnesota can fucking have coming out of this game. They may have won 4-2, but they got outshot 32-12.
Yeah, exactly. They had one of those random ass Cam Talbot games again.
Weird.
So anyways, go ahead. Go with your transition, Dave.
Speaking about weak divisions.
Yeah, there you go.
Toronto, Montreal. Toronto is up 2-1.
It's 2-2 now.
2-2.
Oh, it's 2-1. They just won tonight.
Oh, did they?
It was 1-1. Yeah, I updated it. It's 2-1.
Oh, man.
I think Montreal takes that series, dude. I think that they do. I just think they have the better goalie. They have the better system in place.
Yeah.
They're the underdogs. I just think Montreal takes that series, man. I'm feeling Montreal on that one.
I don't know, man. The lost 5-1 and 2-1 offense got to pick it up.
The thing is the crazy part is that I would actually originally I was agreeing with you. But Well, last week I kind of said, I wasn't sure how Carey Price and Brendan Gallagher are going to be. So that's why I was going to stick with Toronto. I'm still going to stick with Toronto. And, I would have originally maybe swapped because of game 1. But game 1 was a 2-1 battle. We had the scary John Tavares injury, which we'll touch on. That happened. Montreal captured that game. Then, like you said, game 2, Toronto comes out. They won 5-1, and they won 2-1 tonight. The big thing for me on this is Soupy winning that close 2-1 game tonight. He kind of proved something to, maybe people that still had some kind of doubt for him. He stepped up huge in this close game in a series that was tied. So for me, although I still think Montreal has a much better goaltender. I think now with the 2-1 lead for Toronto, and Campbell having some momentum after getting this close win here, I don't know. I'm going to stick with Toronto. I just think they do. I think they have the offensive firepower. I mean, it's kind of showed in the last game. And it shows that now they're kind of being able to win these close ones before they kind of find a way to blow them.
I haven't watched much of the series, so you're gonna.
I haven't seen much of it either.
All I've seen from this series, and I'm gonna be honest with you, when we were talking about this earlier, and we're joking around a little bit, but it is true. Every fucking big scrum that Austin Matthews has been a part of, he just gets like ragdolled around, and he's like, "What the fuck? I'm not doing anything to anyone. Why are you doing this to me?"
Because he looks like a fucking pansy, bro.
No, and he looks like Meg Griffin with a mustache.
He does.
It's made worse because he's balding and he has a mustache. Like, it's just crazy to me.
He did not get that Latina hair, dude, or Latino hair.
He got the stash, though.
There's some of us that have some 5 heads, bro. Don't trip.
But anyways, aside from that, I mean, the one thing we did all see was the John Tavares injury.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
That was
a freak
insane.
accident.
It was a freak accident, 100%.
And it was so fucked up that Perry had to, for whatever reason, pay for said freak accident, even though it was
a freak accident.
Yeah, and
I thought
that's
that
the
was
thing
stupid.
I thought it was too when I first heard about it.
I did see a tweet about why the fight was picked, though.
Yes.
It was known on the bench, on Toronto's bench, that it was a freak accident. But to move forward from that, I think some of the veterans were like, hey, let's just take it into our own hands. Let's move forward from this. Let's nip it in the bud. Even if it was an accident, they have to know that we got their back.
Yeah,
and they did that. And there's parts of me that are like, that's so kind of like caveman. Like it's just, that's not the league that we're that
you accidentally injured my captain. Now I'm going to fight you.
Makes no sense, and it's like, and it's in the playoffs. I find it so weird. I remember back in the day, fighting being so taboo in the playoffs because the main goal of the of playoff hockey is to just win the fucking game and not. I don't know, man. Like back then, I just felt like back in like the early
nobody
2000s,
fought in the playoffs.
No, it was so weird, and now I feel like there's fights pretty constantly.
Over nothing.
This was
momentum shifts.
This was a freak accident, and no one should have paid the price for it. You know what I mean? I just thought it was silly that these grown men couldn't get past that part.
There was no price to be paid.
Yeah, someone needed to see a fight to be okay with that. Their captain was out, and it's still going to be out for a while because it's not only a concussion, it's a knee injury from my understanding.
Yeah, he's out for 2 weeks at least because of the knee.
His knee buckled?
And I'm almost certain
when he went limp. His knee, he got a knee injury from it, so he's out 2 weeks just for the knee.
And he has a concussion?
Yeah, he has a concussion, but concussion, you can clear concussion protocol, that stuff, but he's out a minimum of 2 weeks because of the knee injury.
That might be huge.
It is going to be huge. It is going to be huge. I think he has a patellar injury because where he bent back, and I don't know which knee it is. they're always so cagey
Yeah.
about saying what it is specifically.
Especially in the playoffs.
I can almost imagine it's like a patellar tendon or some kind of like
It's a patellar.
that
Patellar.
that shit hurts.
Yeah.
It's like a goddamn patellar.
Patellar. You got that patellar tendon.
So a couple things on this for me. So when I originally saw it, so it was funny. Well, I don't want to say funny because it wasn't something that I thought was funny. The funny part is when I saw it, I originally thought I thought it was even worse. I thought that the first angle I saw, I thought he got cut with the skate because the first thing I saw, I watched on my phone, so it was a smaller screen. And I did see the blood that was on his face. But the thing that I actually saw wasn't even the blood. When those the medical team ran out there, I saw them grab his neck here. Yeah. And I thought they were putting pressure on his neck because he got cut. That's what I thought. And I was like, and I thought he was like, he went back because he was losing blood. So I thought it was 10 times. Yeah, I thought it was 10 times worse than the concussion. So I saw it. I was like, oh my God. And I sent it to my dad and I was like, I think he got cut. And then, so I saw them grab there. But then when I watched it on my computer, I see that they were just doing that. And he actually had his other hand here. He was trying to keep his neck straight. Yeah, so that way it didn't. Yeah, he was trying to stabilize his neck because they couldn't run out there with a fucking, neck stabilizer. So he was trying to do that, and then he went back, and it was the concussion that forced him to do that. I thought he was fucked.
Of a doctor's explanation of exactly what he could have been going through and why it looked as scary as it did. And that's exactly what he was talking about.
It made me laugh at first, bro. I thought he was trying to sell it, dude.
Really? Oh, yeah. I didn't think that. I was.
But then once I saw his eyes,
like, oh my God.
Once I saw his eyes and he was gone, I was like, okay, yeah, that was real.
Yeah, I thought it was 10 times worse. So that when I saw that, I was like, holy shit. And then even, still, I still thought it was as bad because then when I watched it again and realized it was just a head injury and he went limp like that, that was even scarier to me because he didn't have blood loss and he went limp. He just basically went lifeless when that happened. Well, so I was
at that point.
It was crazy.
At that point, he was a potato, dude.
Yeah, he really was.
Perry got him in the spot where it was like the off button.
Yeah, so that's
shut him off.
Yeah, that's the thing that was crazy. So then I rewatched it. Yeah, it was basically a needed head. There was no way he was avoiding that. It happened so fast, and the other thing was people are like talking about, oh, well, you had that much time, you could have avoided it. Dude, you're watching a slow motion replay. You need to watch it in real time. There's no way that Corey Perry had any way to fucking avoid that. But then the other crazy part was, you bring up the fight, and I originally thought exactly the same thing. The fight.
Oh,
you brought up the fight that Perry. I was thinking the same thing originally. Immediately, I was like, there's no reason that's stupid. There's no reason there should have been a fight. I read into it a little bit differently when they were talking about that and them knowing that it was an accident. It wasn't really my interpretation. Again, I don't know if this is the case, but my interpretation after reading what Foligno said in the post-game interview or the next day, whatever it was. He again, what I kind of got out of it was the fact was they were trying to get past it, like you said, but the thing was more so not to protect, in case he did it on purpose. It was more like that just happened. That was traumatic. We're all like,
I'm going to fight about it.
No, not like that. Not like a baby thing. Like it was traumatic for both teams, and it was almost like a reset button for both teams. Like
I don't know. I just think that's absolute
it's still
bullshit.
Dumb, but for me, like thinking about it like that, I can see where he's coming from. Like, okay, we still have a game to play, and that's scary shit. So let's focus on something else. Let's get a fight. Let's just reset the game and start over. I think, yes, it's dumb and hopefully, nothing. But I think Corey Perry kind of, even though he didn't really want to fight, I think he kind of expected it and was kind of, I don't want to say on board, but almost like, okay, this is a reset button for this game. We still have fucking game to play. Yeah. It was just a reset button on the game for everybody is what I kind of got out of it. Not that they were like, oh, maybe he did it on purpose, so let's just take care of it like a gentleman. It was more of, we still have game to play, and this was scary shit, and we're all thinking about it. Let's do something else to reset it and just move on.
I feel you. There's parts of it that I agree with, and there's parts of it that I don't. But
I totally agree with that too. I don't think it was really necessary either. But if that was the actual reasoning behind it, and even Montreal, like if Montreal were to come out and say like at the end of the game, like I can't believe you guys, made us fight, make Corey Perry fight for that and blah blah blah, then I'd probably have some more feelings. But there was never really anything from the other side saying like that was complete bullshit. There was no reason they should have done that. It was more of it happened and it was done. So that's what makes me think that maybe there was kind of an understanding that they just needed to move past it.
Yeah, I think you're right. But
yeah, so I'm going to stick with Toronto. I'm going to stick with Toronto winning the series, especially after getting a close one tonight. I just think they're too much. I think they're going to roll through the North Division. Well, I don't want to say roll through the North Division as good as Winnipeg looks.
No. Yeah.
Which moves us to the last series we have.
Which is Edmonton.
Fuck, is that game still on? I was watching the other game.
Still going right now in double OT. I got it right now.
Okay.
Mike Smith playing out of his mind.
From the future of 2009.
Connor McDavid fucking churning every puck over.
I mean, what's going to happen here, guys? What do you guys foresee?
So before we go into that, Winnipeg's up 3-0. They got a dominating 4-1 win in game 1. They got a 1-0 overtime win in game 2. And yesterday in game 3, because they're playing a back-to-back, yesterday in game 3, we're losing 4-1, I think it was.
4-1.
They were losing 4-1. They came back, forced overtime. Yeah, in the third period, forced overtime, and then got Nikolai Ehlers, who just came back for that game yesterday, I believe. I think he came back for game 3. He finally came back from injury.
2 goals?
Got the game winner. Including the overtime winner.
Wow.
So that's big. I mean, they were already doing it without Ehlers. Ehlers comes back, gets 2 goals, including the winner. They're loaded. Edmonton's doing what I would hope and expect to see from any team on the brink. Do whatever they can. They looked really good. They came out. Nugent Hopkins scored an absolute beautiful goal. When I was watching earlier, he came driving in, threw kind of a harmless shot at the net. It bounced out pretty far, so the rebound control is kind of ridiculous on that goal from Hellebuck. Yeah. But bounced out, he kicked. He's able to play it with his foot, kicks it to himself, and Nuge just fucking grabs it and roofs it on the back end. It was disgusting.
It was a nice play.
But yeah,
I got a quick question about Connor McDavid. How the fuck old is he?
24?
Like 24? Yeah, I think he's 24.
He's at least 35.
I didn't realize Mark Scheifele was 28 already.
He's really 28?
Yeah.
I thought he was closer to Connor McDavid, like 24, 25.
Yeah, Connor McDavid's 24. He's going to be 25 this year.
Good grief, man. That he needs to shave his beard and find like a dermatologist, and they got to fix it because he is looking 10 years older for no reason. Or maybe for all the reasons. He's playing in fucking Edmonton. Oh, what a play.
Playing in Edmonton and having to do everything and can't do everything.
I feel bad
for him too.
Yeah, but I feel bad for the guy.
He's an absolute monster, dude.
It's the Mike Trout thing and potentially the Shohei Ohtani thing where these great generational type players are going to be on a team that doesn't do anything with their talents.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike Trout comes to mind.
If you're Edmonton, do you try to move him?
I think it's the safest bet. That's like the Moneyball thing,
it's
right?
It's hard.
You pay them at their highest value.
It's so hard to do that. See, to me, that's the hardest thing for me. Like, you talk about some of these talents, you talk about, some of these players and how smart it is. Like what the Red Sox did with Mookie Betts and moving him. But again, they didn't really. I mean, I would say they probably didn't get much, but the reason they had to do that is they put themselves in cap hell and had to move that out.
Yeah.
You look at the Angels, they, Mike Trout, like for me, it's just unheard of. Like I like making, sitting there because I don't like the Angels and saying, they're ruining his career and all of that, which they are.
They are.
And you want to say trade him out of there because I'm not a fan of the team. But honestly, it makes 0 sense for the team to do it. Yes, they will get, a haul back and they'll be able to do things like that.
Oh,
but when you have a guy that puts asses in seats and he's that good no matter what, you're hoping that you're able to do something to turn that into something. You just you got to try something else before you get rid of a talent like that. He's literally, again, McDavid is. We're talking about Trout directly, but McDavid's the same. He's a talent that you just. Well, yes, if you trade him, you're bringing a haul to your team, but you're gonna lose a significant. Like, I understand sometimes you have to bite the bullet, but that's a big bullet to bite. You're gonna lose a huge amount of your fans because you're trading away a guy you're probably never gonna see a talent like that. Yep. Potentially in your lifetime.
And that's twice in Edmonton history that they let go of somebody, a generational status player.
Gretzky was
that's different. That was a little bit different. They did that to help the league, dude.
And they also had already won a lot.
4 straight.
They won a lot. He was, I don't want to say old, but he was older. He had done a lot for the.
Like already 29.
It's a little bit different, but yes, I know what you're saying. But yes, as a fan, that's what you're thinking. Like, we're trading this generational talent that we might never see again. We were lucky enough to see it twice. And if you do that, it's just.
Can you imagine?
And then how do you attract players to come at that point? Because then if you're a really good player, like that, now you're going to go, okay, and say, why would I sign here? Because you were able to rebuild your farm system, blah, blah, blah. But you didn't build around the talent you already had when you had the ability to do it.
But I mean, what do they even do, bro? Like, what do they even do?
Because there's not a quick answer to it. I mean, they've been able to put talent around them, but they keep putting the talent in the wrong spots.
Yep.
You have to try something else. And when I say try something else,
around them?
No. But I'm saying in other areas, they keep going for that forward and trying to get him more help. You've got the Draisaitl. Yes, I understand it was in a different situation, but you've tried to put all of these other players when there's other ways you can get, like the needs. Like, okay, like you said, you really trust Mike Smith to be the guy. Like, he's old and he was never that great anyway. I mean, he was decent. But he was not that great, and you were going to trust I think he's 36 or 38 now?
He's 39.
39, okay. So you're going to trust that when there were other goaltenders out there that you could have, at least paid more for, because that's your weak point. Your weak point is defense and goaltending. You've got forwards. Do something else. And it's the same thing with the Angels. You've had offense. You've got this talent. Get pitching.
Maybe sign someone who wasn't bagging groceries 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, not everybody's Belichick signing fucking guys that are doing groceries and turning into a Super Bowl MVP. That doesn't happen everywhere.
Also very true. And a guy who's my height into one of the best tight ends I've ever seen in my life. But that's okay. What's his name? The little guy. What's his name?
Wes Walker.
Well, him and Edelman.
Edelman. Julian Edelman is literally my height.
Yeah, he was a slot receiver.
And I am 5'6".
He just retired,
5'7". Yeah, he did.
Oh, yeah, because he did a bunch of PEDs and got caught.
No, he didn't.
No.
Yeah.
Shut up, for real? No cat?
Yeah, he got busted for PEDs.
He did. He got busted for PEDs a couple years ago.
I'm going to check this out.
He got suspended. I remember that.
Man, I feel like a dick for giving him a shot.
But he was still really good, even the last couple of years after.
He's still short, though.
He's still short, and he was still good. Either way, I see your point, but yes, and I do feel bad for him. But that's just one of those really, really hard things. There's not really an easy solution to that because, yes, you are 100% correct, and you would be able to replenish some talent and probably get an overpay. I mean, especially for McDavid. He is 24 years old. But it's like, that's just something you don't want to do. You fire everybody else before that.
I saw somebody on Twitter last night saying that McDavid needs to just put the team on his back and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, bro, how can you do that when the team is just shit around you? I mean, outside of Draisaitl, they have Nugent Hopkins, and I love Nugent Hopkins. I think he's an awesome forward. But outside of that, they have nothing, dude.
But that's the thing is you have players and you have some of these secondary guys that people would still want, like you bring up a Nugent Hopkins, and you can get needs filled, but they won't do it. They just continue to say, "Hey, let's sign another forward. Fuck it."
They're not drafting like young talent, developing young talent or anything like that. They're not doing anything, man.
What would be the course of action to right the ship? Does it start from the back end up? Does it go goalie, D, and then we figure it out from there? Do we fix the D first? What happens?
Trade one of the dynamic two, man. Either trade McDavid or trade Draisaitl.
So Draisaitl, what does Draisaitl get you in the open market?
A shit ton.
I'm not saying it like he's not going to get you, but what would a package like that look like?
Oh, dude, we're talking like 2 blue chip prospects, probably 2 first-round picks.
Roster guy.
That's probably a roster guy too.
Yeah.
The prospect haul on that would be
major.
One of the biggest
top
that we've
5
seen in history.
2 of the top 5 you got.
Dude, you get like 3 blue chip prospects though. That changes that franchise around, dude. Because now
you need one of those for sure to be on defense.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and like dynamic defense, like some guy who's really trying to move the puck out.
You can't keep going and signing guys that are just borderline defensemen. I mean, they're all second and third. You know, I mean, Darnell Nurse. Don't get me wrong. He's I think he's good, and I think he'd probably be better with a competent partner. But
he's got Tyson Barrie.
Again, you still can't. Yeah, but Tyson Barrie is just offensive deep, and he's older now too. He's not what he was, and what he was an offensive defenseman.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
I mean, that's the thing is you've got to get. You can't just the guys they're getting are on defense. They're fucking offensive. I mean, it's like it doesn't work that way. It's look at the teams that have won like ever. It's rarely, let's go straight offense. It doesn't work that way. You need guys, but I mean that's the thing is I do agree. I don't know. I don't have the fucking right channel on, so I would assume it's still tied. You guys didn't say it was over.
It's still going.
It's still going, yeah.
Still going. I mean, even if Edmonton gets this just to not get swept, they're gonna lose.
End of double OT.
Oh wow! End of double OT.
Yep.
Oh shit! All right, I'll be throwing that on. But they don't have enough. I mean, Winnipeg is well rounded. We talked about this already. Winnipeg is the most well rounded team in the North Division. First of all,
yeah.
And
the only thing I think they're lacking on is on the defensive side, but I think that they are the better, more well rounded team in the North Division.
You mean by like in regards to depth?
Yeah.
Well, and just the distribution between they have they have defense. It may not be the most elite in the league, but it's competent. It's competent defense, and they have one of the best goaltenders.
Damn.
And they have enough offense. I mean, you've got Blake Wheeler, you've got Ehlers, you've got they even have an injury.
All in all, Winnipeg takes that series.
Yeah, Winnipeg takes that series.
Yeah, Winnipeg.
Sure.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be if they don't finish it tonight, they finish it in 5.
Yep,
that's my thought.
I want to say it's done tonight. We're gonna be talking about this on Monday and how it finished tonight. So
yeah.
In
other news, non-playoff related. Jeff Solomon left the LA Kings for Anaheim. He's going to be their vice president of operations.
I don't know what he was the EVP. He was the executive vice president and the legal
salary cap wizard.
Yeah, he did something in legal for the Kings.
Yeah,
he's been there. He helped the Kings, with a lot of the salary. Being able maneuver around the salary and help win those cups.
Yeah, I mean,
so they were saying this is a huge loss for the Kings, but at the same time, this wasn't really a surprise to the Kings. They said that the Kings had kind of expected this because he's just done so much, and he was kind of looking for his next chapter, something probably for a challenge. Go do and help some other team. So he did. He didn't go very far. He went right down the freeway to Anaheim.
45 minutes on the
hopefully he does not do well.
He lives in Irvine. So they hired him as vice president of hockey operations.
Good for him. Good for him. He has the blueprint. He has the knowledge. I think, in essence, he's part of two.
Well, they said he's even smarter than what he's been able to do. That's what they said.
And the thing that I read on Twitter,
kept in a bubble.
The thing that I read on Twitter today and that I thought was huge is that, and I've heard Jeff Solomon's name countless times. I just didn't know how involved he was.
Yeah.
And for everything I've read, he is a voice that is well respected within the room. Anytime there's a transaction coming up, it's always like, let's talk to Jeff.
He was the capologist, bro. Yeah. It's not like he was like building the fucking teams and like
no, of course not. But he was an integral cog in the machine.
Yes,
and
they said he was basically involved in every significant meeting within the organization and had input to be heard on pretty much everything. They said he was a huge, like he was one of those people like you said, you may hear the name, but you don't really know how plugged in he is until, somebody like that leaves. And then you kind of hear stories that come out, and he was really, really plugged in everybody's ear and having input into all of the hockey operations. That's what he was helping with there.
I wish him nothing but the best, but not against the Kings.
Agreed.
Yeah,
that's pretty much all we got for Kings talk.
There's
not much.
Nothing much. AHL Reign lost their first series.
That's right. I went to a Kings game a couple weeks ago during the pandemic.
Oh, yeah?
That was a thing.
How'd that go?
I probably won't go to another sporting event during a pandemic. That's for sure. It's just there was a lot. You can only park in a certain area. You got to go through the one gate, and it's just it's a bit much for a hockey.
Well, hopefully we don't have to experience another one, huh?
No, and a weird thing. I don't know if anyone else noticed this that's been to a Kings game this year. Even with the 2,000 or 3,000 fans that are in the stadium, they're still pumping in crowd noise.
That's weird.
And it's very noticeable because Staples during a hockey game is kind of silly that I'm going to say this, but it's kind of quiet.
It is. Kings games are quiet,
like really quiet, and it's
until a goal is scored.
It's really fucking loud with the crowd noise pumping in there, so I don't like it.
I'm not a big Go Kings Go type of person. Like I don't really chant.
No, and then you got that one guy who's screaming, and then
hey, blah blah blah, you suck.
And it's like, no, buddy, you're sitting.
No, the problem is, no. My problem is before you do that, and the problem that Alex and I always mention, they don't do that at Kings games. What they do is say, hey, quote unquote, fans, you suck. They don't know the fucking roster, so they don't run through it.
That's even more.
They say, hey, Ducks fans, you suck, instead of running through the roster and saying it, which.
Hey, Jeff Solomon, you suck.
I always thought that was one of the lamest fucking things I'd ever heard, bro. But not for me.
Yeah.
Honestly, man, like when I'm at hockey games, I'm sitting there watching attentively, dude. I'm watching all aspects of the fucking game.
Yeah,
or drinking or eating.
Yes.
Yeah.
Partaking in the festivities.
So what do you guys have? What do you guys have for your beers?
No, what do you have, Zach? What do you have?
Zachito.
Nothing, dude. Absolutely nothing, dude. I just got my water.
Zach still has a BAC.
I get back
for those
on
of you who don't know what a BAC
is,
go ahead and Google that for us here because I'm not trying to say what it is. But Zach still has a BAC from 2 days ago.
I do.
So this is what I've been drinking tonight. My typical Topo Chico. And then Great Notions, Hot Fudge, Saturday.
What is
So
that?
we're.
It
Oh yeah, what is it?
I'll read it here. I don't know if it's an imperial stout, but it is an imperial stout with chocolate, strawberry, banana, which I don't like, and vanilla. I don't like bananas.
Huh. Well, it makes sense because it's a Sunday, or well, it's a Saturday, but whatever. It's
Yeah,
the same fucking
but
thing.
this was about one of the smoothest imperial stouts I've ever drank in my life. Got it at Craft Beer
It's in the
Kings
water.
Got it for Craft Beer Kings for $8.99. Little expensive.
Ooh.
Yeah.
For the
Because
450s,
great
Scotty, the 450s were $9.
I don't know what you're talking about when you say the 450s. I don't know what those are.
The smoothie style like sours that are coming out. Remember those Star Wars beers that we found?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are 450s. That's the name of the brewery.
Yeah. And then I sent the one that you saw the Baby Yoda one, or
Yeah.
Grogu.
Yeah, and
They
they're
get it
all
wrong.
these really crazy style sours. So like the other night on Saturday when we're at Chiefs, I had something that had marshmallow, monk fruit, and like pineapple. It was the fucking craziest thing I've ever drank in my life.
Huh. So we're both drinking on the Great Notion.
It's in the water, baby.
So I got the double raspberry marshmallow shake.
So bad.
I know I had Zach and I had one of the other shakes. I don't know, maybe a month ago or so. This one I actually liked a little bit better. I think the other one was some kind of other berry, but this one was really fucking good. So this is a tart ale with raspberry. It's just tart ale with raspberry, I guess. It's 9%. So it's I guess a double tart ale. I guess that's why they call it double raspberry. I don't know. I don't really know the classification on the beer. It is a tart, but it is 9%. Again, I mean that's high percentage, but doesn't really do much if you have one. It's very.
Monday.
You wouldn't think it was 9%. It was very smooth. Actually, my wife took a sip of it and she was like, "Oh shit, this is actually pretty good." Again, she doesn't normally like many of the beers. Nice. Imperial, yeah, there you go.
I forgot. That was all blurry as fuck.
Yeah, she actually liked it. She said it was very good. Nice and creamy. Just a little kick of sour, wasn't overly sour. But it's Great Notion. We absolutely love it. It's fantastic. I'd buy it again. If I see Great Notion, I will snag it off the shelf. I will kiss it and then drink it.
And that'll be about it on a Tuesday.
I can't wait till you get a chance to actually go to the brewery, sit down, get a flight, and then fuck it all
He
up.
has been there.
I've been to Great Notion. Yeah, I've been twice.
It was Alex who said he's never been to Portland.
Correct. Zach told me because you guys went for
bachelor party.
Your bachelor party, and he told me because I told him I was going. I told you guys I was going to Portland.
That's
and he said,
right.
make sure you go.
Yeah.
That was the first time I went.
It was Alex who hadn't gone.
And then I went, and then I've already been to Portland, back to Portland again, and of course I went back. But
did you go to the Alberta Street one?
I went to both. The first time I went, I didn't know. I knew there were multiple, but I thought the one you told me to go to it was the newer one.
Yeah.
But it was also an industrial area. I think all you told me was it was an industrial area. I probably couldn't remember the street name.
I thought we were in like a neighborhood.
It was like an industrial area.
Okay.
It was a commercial area.
So it was their new one? Yeah, commercial area. It was a newer one. It was big. They had a restaurant and stuff. I don't know. It was a bigger one. It was a little bit newer. It just opened up, but it was really good. But I went to the Alberta one when I went the second time. I went to
Alberta.
Alberta. We're about to start the Rumbler app.
Yeah.
We got to talk about
it. It was
that.
fantastic.
Oh, it's such a great time.
Yeah, I love that place.
Delicious.
Love that place. Yep.
So what do you guys rate your beers?
For a tenner on a Monday, and I was not expecting how good this was going to be because I don't like banana. This is going to get a giant old 8 point.
I like it.
Yeah, that's
there
spicy.
That was spicy.
Very good. I'm telling you, dude, I fucking hate bananas, and this was perfect.
That's fair. I like bananas. Okay. So, so mine was really delicious too. Again, I like the the other sour or the other tart ale that I had last time. This one I liked even a little bit better. I will give it a 9 point.
That sounded like it went down the wrong pipe.
It
With
did.
that, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to follow us on all the socials. Twitter, you can find us at in the NTRL zone. Instagram, you can find us at itnz.hockey. YouTube, in the Neutral Zone Hockey Podcast. You can find me and Daniel on the media show possibly this Wednesday. Zach and Dave make a podcast possibly on Thursday, maybe. And then you can find me and Dave on the Dungeons and Dummies Make a Podcast. So you know what they say, boys.
What do they say, Zach?
I do know.
With that being said,
With that being said, bye, smooches.
smooches.
Yeah, but...